So, the Apple iPad. Lovely functionality, first time seeing it. It's everything people say about it, everything when people say sort of, well, you won't know what it's like until you try it, well, it's utterly true. It's a fantastic device. It's sort of like, the screen is the first thing that grabs you. It's just so clear and clean and wonderful. Looking at the iPad from a media point of view, what should we go to first? Should we go to the New York Times? So this is the New York Times app, which I laid out very like a newspaper. Scroll through the stories, loads of different sections. Click through, and you get a very nice, clean layout of flat page. Advertising, obviously. So very easy to read, but very like a newspaper would be. If you come out of that, something interesting is if you just look at the Guardian's homepage. It just works. It works better than it works on a normal computer, because you just sort of you scroll around and say, well, actually, I want to have a look at that, so I'll just click through on that. Story. The Wi-Fi will take us there eventually. Takes you to the story. Zoom in on the text. Look at other stories, other things in that section. But the interesting part is thinking about newspapers and what they can do. So this is the eyewitness. So it's really taking apart all the parts of the newspaper that you find in it and sort of creating functionality and utility for people with in a different way, not just trying to deliver them a newspaper as you would. So this just takes the centre eyewitness spread, tells you what it is, gives you the pro tip if you're into photography, so you can take advantage and work out what makes that picture so compelling, what makes it so good. If you want all the data to disappear, you can do that. Just flick through. You can favourite, you can Twitter, you can use a different navigational device. It's really interesting to think about newspapers, and devices like this can break them apart and just give people exactly the newspaper and exactly the iteration that they want, rather than sort of having to bundle them the whole item every day. Something that I wanted to try as soon as I saw was Marvel Comics, obviously. And it's a wonderful way to read comics, and the functionality is lovely. So you can view it as a whole page, or just double tap onto a cell, scroll forwards, backwards. It's creating a new way in which to read comics. So rather than just sort of like taking a comic and putting it onto the iPad as a standard page, this is probably the way that comics always wanted to work, and they were just limited by the functionality of paper. Holy shit! So this is just lovely. But then the thing that I think will be the biggest appeal and the attraction is watching TV content.
And I missed it. What did I see? What did I see?
This is Doctor Who, obviously. But just the quality of the viewing experience and the sound, it just takes television content and shifts it to anywhere that you're carrying an iPad. And so this is out the iTunes library, but I'm quite sure they'll have ways in which you can live stream things as well if you so wish. But it's just, you can take this and you can pick this up and then you can move around your house to any place you want. Every member of the family could have one, be watching a different program. Put headphones in, everyone could be watching a different program in the same room. But it really is a fantastic viewing experience. So, wow, the iPad. There we go.